A very warm welcome back to the channel, and as promised, today I'm going to be taking a look at a new widebody aircraft order in the works, moving over to Fiji Airways, who have announced some pretty exciting developments, and Air Canada updates. Let's actually begin though with Fiji Airways, who will officially become the 15th full member of the oneworld alliance following a new announcement. As part of the latest deal, Fiji's flag carrier, and what many would consider the flag carrier of the South Pacific, will transition from a oneworld Connect partner to a full member. Fiji Airways isn't unfamiliar with this alliance, that being through the Connect membership that it has been a part of for the last 5 years. In the last 5 years, it's been able to extend and also foster relationships with oneworld full carrier members. However, building upon this success, the natural next step is to transition the airline into a full membership. oneworld and Fiji Airways say that the transition is expected to commence with immediate effect. It should be then completed roughly within the next 12 months. The pair highlight the already successful relationship over the 5 years, even despite the effects of the global pandemic. Furthermore, we know that Fiji Airways is charting a course for growth and eyeing new aircraft. Therefore, fully integrating with the alliance, it is viewed as the perfect time. Thanks to the integration of Fiji Airways into oneworld, customers will benefit greatly, with the airline's ability now to strengthen its role for international travelers. Additionally, the two executives of the companies highlight the international connectivity options that will now be present thanks to alliance relationships being put in place. oneworld is home to the likes of Qantas, Qatar Airways, Japan Airlines, American Airlines, Sri Lankan Airlines, Malaysia Airlines, and many other leading companies. Fiji Airways uses Nadi International Airport as its hub, and its large international network connects ports in the United States to Asia and onwards to Australia. Moreover, when you actually consider Fiji Link operations, the airline's network also stretches to more regional Pacific Island nations that require important connectivity and use Nadi as a gateway. Following the announcement, oneworld says the airline will provide Emerald, Sapphire, and Ruby customers with a full suite of benefits, from earning and redeeming points to other important experiences. The alliance does point towards status points, priority check-in, and early boarding with lounge access wherever possible. If you're an avid traveler and especially lean on the oneworld alliance, are you happy to see Fiji Airways become a full member? Let me know down below in the comments, but time to move on. Air Canada is preparing for its winter 2024-2025 schedule by increasing flights to India and launching a new service to meet growing demand. The Canadian flag carrier says it'll add 40% more seats across the winter network from late October. Air Canada recognises that India is an incredibly important market on its network. On top of that, the market is consistently growing, which makes it a very appealing location to continue increasing flights to. However, the airline also realizes that its expansion needs to be measured as it battles with aircraft constraints. Air Canada does have several new aircraft that are slated to join the fleet in the coming years, but the key word being the coming years. They're not available to them now, and these planes will one day be essential in meeting growth and returning to markets such as my home in Melbourne, Australia. But for now, Air Canada only has a certain number of aircraft that can be deployed to really only specific cities. Therefore, it really does need to be restrictive with its expansion and calculate each move. Ultimately, India is just one of the many regions experiencing substantial growth that the flag carrier wants to meet. However, it's aware it needs to be patient and obviously has to prioritize some of these markets over others. As part of the new schedule, non-stop flights between Toronto and Mumbai are launching on October 27 with 4 weekly flights. The flight will therefore connect the two largest cities in the two respective countries. Air Canada will be launching the service with a 777-200LR. This will feature Signature Class, Premium Economy, and Economy Class, with the real schedule being optimized to enable convenient connections across the US and Canada. On your screen now are the respective flight numbers and the associated departure and arrival times for the Toronto to Mumbai service. On top of that, you also have the days of of the week that the flight will be operated. Air Canada says the flight will coincide with the winter schedule for 24-25 and therefore operate from October 27th of this year through to March 28 of 2025. But that is not all. Despite the launch of a new service, they're not stopping there. They're also looking to offer their triangular route from Calgary through to Delhi via London Heathrow. The flight is expected to operate as AC 850-851. However, the leg from London through to Delhi will only occur for the winter season, which concludes on March 29, at least for them. Essentially, the Delhi tag will be added to the end of the flight. The 787 is expected to operate this route with 3 classes, very similar to Mumbai. Air Canada is looking to optimize its schedule that little bit further. It will be adjusting the timing of Vancouver to London Heathrow flights. Why? Because they want to enable greater connectivity from London to Delhi on their aircraft. The carrier will also operate daily flights from Montreal to Delhi during the winter, with in total 25 weekly flights to the country. As a result, this will be the largest weekly schedule offered by any carrier between the 2 locations. On to the final story. Cathay Pacific is continuing its process of purchasing a new mid-sized wide-body aircraft. Reporting led by Flight Global indicates that a purchase will likely come by year's end as the carrier continues to weigh up the available options it has. Furthermore, the airline is also looking to ensure long-term stability in the market. We know it's still recovering from the global pandemic that really decimated their business. Cathay Pacific's interest in purchasing a new aircraft saw advances at the beginning of the 2024 calendar year, with the airline coming out publicly and saying it would be assessing options from Airbus and Boeing. The airline said it was considering everything, and they had sent requests for proposals, or RFPs, to manufacturers to get a gauge for what was on offer to them, the deals, and obviously the availability. Cathay Pacific is looking to target a mid-sized widebody with nothing outlandish, but still modest enough to benefit them in the long term. A new mid-sized jet order has actually been in the pipeline since 2022. However, the carrier has understandably held off on purchasing any aircraft as it continues to assess how it's tracking with its recovery, finances, and demand across the business. A prospective new aircraft order is primarily, as you would imagine, focused on elevating the passenger operations, but the Cathay Group has placed an importance on the cargo business as well. This aircraft needs to benefit both. Analysts argue that an A330neo or Boeing 787 are likely to be the ideal mid-sized options, but Cathay Pacific does already fly the A350 with the Dash 900 and Dash 1000 in the fleet. Therefore, signing for more A350s could certainly offer the best streamlined portfolio, but the other alternatives aforementioned may just be more suitable if the company is truly looking for something more modest. It does not fly the Boeing 787, but it is important to note that the company does have A330ceos, which are only continuing to show signs of age. The A330neo, a type up for consideration, is Airbus's natural replacement. So maybe it could be the preferred option. I'd love to hear your take down below in the comments. Do you believe the A330neo or 787 is the best bet here? Or should they just go in for more A350s, maybe the 900, and configure them in a different manner? That'll conclude today's aviation news recap. Thanks a lot for watching. Like I've said, stay tuned. This week will be action-packed with order developments, and I will indeed see you same place, same time tomorrow for another one of these aviation recaps. And we'll fly.